Welcome to Spiritual Dialogues with Father Udon de Castro. We are here at Cariana Lay Monastic Community. I'm your host, Brother Lodi, and with us is Sister Tachi. Sister?
Yes, Father. The last episode, you were just discussing how the devil tempts one to pride. For the most, I don't know. I don't think that even any, it seems anything can be used.
Yeah.
That's proud.
Even when you become holy, you can be proud for being holier than your neighbor. You can really.
But at least that's something higher, being holy.
But
But still, no? But still,
Yes.
maybe it's a bigger pride.
Yeah.
Okay, Father, go.
So we have seen the fact that God is giving us a test. What's happening in the world is a test from God. It's not a test from the devil. No, it's a test from God. And God is making us choose between humility and pride. The pride comes from the devil. God allows us or allows the devil to tempt us to be proud. And humility comes from God, of course. And we mentioned the fact that this is a matter of choice. Nobody is forced to be proud and nobody is forced to be humble. We freely choose to be humble or to be proud. And it takes really a great act of choice to be able to choose either one. Of course, it's easier to be proud than to be humble. Now, there are causes why a person have reasons to be humble. They are more difficult to do, and so it's more difficult to be humble than to be proud.
Okay.
It's easier to be proud, and so the devil finds it, and he's having a easy time of tempting man to be proud. Now, we're going to discuss briefly what are the greatest temptations that the devil uses to make us proud. Because this is the cause of all the confusion in the world today.
You talk of lay people now.
Everybody now.
Everybody else.
Everybody. Both the lay people and the hierarchy. The Pope, the cardinals, the bishops, and the priests. And Pope St. Gregory the Great says that the most potent weapon that the devil used to make you commit the most diabolical degree of pride, which is the highest, is when you are over some people.
I
You're
see. Okay,
controlling.
you have power.
You have power.
Okay.
You have power over certain people. To be over people, there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that. Parents over their children, a parish priest over his parish, a
It
bishop.
seems to be a normal situation.
That's
really.
okay. Yeah, it's normal.
Yes.
In fact, it's good. No.
And there has to be someone in charge, I
Yeah.
suppose. Okay.
In fact, it's an occasion for humility.
To serve.
Yeah, because when the parents is serving
care.
the children are subject to the parents.
Okay.
The same thing with the parish priest. He's supposed to take care of the parish,
And the parishioners.
serving the parish, and the parishioners are supposed to be subject to them.
And to be subject is a
Both.
good and for humility.
Both of them, yeah,
Both
both of them.
And the others for serving. Okay.
Yeah.
Serving. Okay.
So the bishops of the diocese and the pope for the Catholic Church the same.
Okay.
As long as they work for the common good, spiritual and physical common good of the people,
Under them.
it makes them humble.
Okay. That's the people. If you work for the common good of physical and spiritual of the people under you,
Yeah,
you are humble.
yeah, it makes you humble.
It makes you humble. That's a way of making you humble. Okay.
And of course, the people under them have to be subject to them.
Yes.
Subject to the Pope, to the bishop, to the priest, and so on like that. And the children subject to their parents.
Okay.
So it works both ways.
Makes them
Yeah.
humble too.
Yeah,
Okay.
both ways are made humble if they are done right.
Okay.
And it can be done right.
Yes.
And that's what we're saying. That the teaching of the Catholic Church is it can be made right.
Okay. So there's a solution.
Yeah, that's a solution.
Okay.
But the devil can use the exact situation to destroy them by instilling pride. So the parents can now be proud because they can control the children. That idea of controlling, that sense of power makes them proud. I'm powerful. I have people
Authority.
under me. I can control them. That makes them proud.
Scary.
That can happen to the parish priest. Can happen to a bishop. And their mentality is, I'm the bishop, I'm the priest, I'm better than them. I'm supposed to be their head, to lead them spiritually to heaven. Supposed to be. So, I'm somebody.
Okay.
So, I'm superior to them.
Actually, that they don't even have to show it. They just have to think it, right?
Yeah, you just have to think it, yeah.
Okay.
Now, the point is, they're not superior. They're still human beings.
Yeah, they can
exactly
make
like human
mistakes.
beings. And the bishop is still a human being. So they're not superior. They're just like ordinary people.
Yeah. People in power have their own defects.
But the mere fact they say, well, I'm superior to them because I'm the parish priest, because I'm the bishop, I'm the cardinal, I'm the pope. That's pride.
Just by being what they are.
Yeah. By thinking that they have that power. And the way it works is like this, no? But they say, let's say a pope, or a bishop, or a priest. They say, I've been given power and this honor to be a parish priest, bishop, and pope. By the grace of God, God gave it to me. And therefore, it was given to me that I may serve the people. Everything is all right.
Humble pa yun.
Yeah.
Yes.
Everything is all right there. But the moment the parish priest and the bishop and the pope says, these people are under me, I'm superior to them, that's why I'm their leader.
Okay.
That's why I'm their leader, because I'm superior to them.
Ah, okay.
God chose me
I'm better
because
than-
I'm better than them, and therefore I will treat them as my inferior. That becomes pride. And then, as Saint Gregory says, you will begin to mistreat them, take advantage of them, be impatient with them, rule like a dictator over them and so on like that, which is happening right now. And that's what we're going to show you, that in the Bishop's Synod, that's precisely what they're doing. They are acting, the Pope and the bishops and the cardinals are acting like dictators, meaning to say, they are not acting with humility, they're acting with pride, because being a dictator is the result of pride. Because he's not a dictator. He's just exactly the same as the human beings.
When you say dictator, that means what I want will happen, like that? They
Yeah.
do this. This has to be done the way I say it.
In fact, a book was written describing
I
Pope
see.
Francis as the dictator Pope, precisely. So let's look at the Bishop Synod and the family.
Okay.
In the Bishop Synod of the family, Pope Francis really acted like a dictator. He went there and told the bishops, you approve these resolutions. This resolution is to allow husband and wife who have separated, allow them to remarry and to receive Holy Communion.
Adultery. Okay.
Now, that is against the commandments of Christ. That is acting like a dictator, not like a pope.
No.
A pope is supposed to make people obey the commandments of Christ.
Yes.
So he wasn't acting like a pope. He was acting like a dictator. And Saint Gregory the Great says that is a sign of the highest degree of pride.
Okay. Yes. Yes. And the point is, he's going to do it and like he didn't just do what I say. I don't care if you go to hell or you're unhappy or just do what I say.
But those are all the consequences
Know
of
the
pride
consequences
now. Yeah.
already. But the fact that he dictated and well, let's put it this way, Father. When you dictate, but I notice if you dictate wrongly, if you sort of serve, as you said, then you do things right.
Ah, yes, of course, when you serve, you're not called a dictator.
Yes, no, that's what I'm just saying is
Yeah.
that between two people who are in power,
Yeah.
if the person, like you can call him, dictates something or serves There's a big difference.
Yeah.
And that makes the difference between being proud and being humble.
Yes. And in the bishop's synod on the family, even if the resolutions of Pope Francis was disapproved by the synod,
That was the result.
he insisted that that be obeyed still by most of the bishops.
Because I said so. He said
Because
so.
he said so. So he's acting actually like a dictator,
Yes.
which is the highest expression of diabolical pride. It's the highest form of pride.
Being a dictator.
Yeah, dictator.
Amazing.
That's why rulers are always advised not to be dictators.
Yes, that's it.
I mean,
yes.
Rulers can be humble.
Yes.
I mean,
And can rule well.
yes, of course. In other words, it's a matter of choice to be humble and to be proud.
Yes.
Let's go for instance faster to the synod on the clerical abuse.
Okay.
If you notice, they had no analysis of the problem. And they had no solution to the problem. Yeah? And yet, they're giving the impression that they solved the problem
Even in their speeches.
in their speeches as delivered by
Yes.
Cardinal Tagle. I mean, they were showing that they solved the problem when they did not solve the problem. In other words, they are trying to impress something on the people which they are not, which is a form of hypocrisy, an act of pride, which was the defect of the Pharisees and the scribes. Hypocrisy,
Yeah, that's what Christ
a
said.
sign of pride.
Yes, brother.
And with the upcoming Bishop Synod on the Amazon, they're going to impose on us, on the Catholic Church, what we do not like. Impose on us practices in the Amazon, and this is going to be imposed like a dictator. I mean to say there's no discussion, there is no...
You're going to do this.
Yeah, you have to do this, and that's it.
And it's even a wrong thing because it's not what Christ said.
Well,
That's already
dictator
given.
always like that, yeah.
Okay, a dictator always doesn't do the right thing.
Yeah, he's
I guess
not
that's
after
part of the
common
devil. I
good,
guess
yeah.
that's the
Yeah.
devil's ploy.
That's true, yeah.
Works on him that way.
So there we have the big problem we have that everybody is showing signs of pride. Now, if you go through the canonical process in the Vatican, all the good people are receiving uncanonical processes wherein they are judged unjustly.
Okay.
In other words, like Cardinal Burke,
Yes.
he didn't do anything wrong. He was taken out from the congregation of the Roman Rota, just kicked out like that. I mean, this is a sign of a dictator, which is a visible sign of the highest form of pride. Which makes me wonder, how come they keep on saying that Pope Francis is very humble?
Yes.
When the description of humility is so clear, and the description of pride is so clear, and we see that he has the highest degree of pride. And all the bishops have this. Well, not all of them. Let's say
No.
most of them have these signs of pride. And they don't know it.
That's the one.
Why? How come they don't know they're proud? Precisely because the proud cannot know their defects. They cannot know their defects.
Yes, of course. If you knew your defects, then you would become humble.
Exactly.
So I guess
That's
you will not-
repentance.
In other words, you do wrong things and you don't know it.
That's right.
It's a frightening thing.
It is. It's almost an act of condemnation from God,
It's really diabolical.
It is, in fact, when Saint Augustine and Saint Thomas of Aquinas emphasized that the greatest punishment that a man can receive from God is for God to remove the grace of repentance. So suddenly,
You don't know.
you cannot repent.
You don't even know you're doing wrong.
Yes.
Father, excuse me, we have only 1 minute, please.
Frightening.
So there we have the cause of the problems we have today, that the Pope and the cardinals, the bishops, and most of the priests, most of them, are showing more the heights of pride. And therefore, as a consequence, they do not show any signs of humility.
Well, sorry for that, Father.
No, don't be sorry. It's not your fault.
Well, thank you for watching Spiritual Dialogues with Father Rodon de Castro. Seemingly, we have one thing to do, and it is a must. That is trying to find out how to be humble. Thank you very much, and see you next time.
Hosanna, Hosanna.